There comes a moment in life when you stop blaming the world and start looking in the mirror. No one is coming to save you. It's on you now. This is not about perfection, it's about progress. If you're ready to fix your life once and for all, the journey starts here. If you truly want to fix your life, the first step isn't changing your circumstances. It's changing the way you see yourself. And that begins with radical self-awareness. You can't heal what you won't face. You can't improve what you continue to ignore. Too many people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same habits, the same toxic patterns, and wondering why nothing changes. But the truth is, your life is a reflection of your inner world. If you're not aware of the unconscious choices you make every day, you're bound to repeat the cycle. Real growth begins the moment you stop running from your truth and start confronting it. Radical self-awareness is not about guilt or shame. It's about clarity. It's about seeing your thoughts, behaviors, and triggers as they really are, not as you wish them to be. It's about identifying the stories you've been telling yourself for years. I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. No one truly loves me. These are not facts. They are beliefs. And the more unaware you are of them, the more power they have over your decisions. You have to start observing your own mind like an outsider, watching your reactions, your choices, and your patterns without judgment. Just notice them. Why do you shut down during conflict? Why do you keep choosing people who hurt you? Why do you start new things with excitement and give up halfway through? These aren't random events. They're clues to who you've become, and they're pointing to who you need to become. Self-awareness requires brutal honesty. That's the part most people avoid because it hurts. It hurts to admit you've wasted time. It hurts to see how much you've sabotaged your own growth. It hurts to acknowledge that the problem isn't always them or life. Sometimes it's you. But that honesty is also where your freedom begins. Because once you see it, you can change it. Once you name it, you take its power away. It's no longer an invisible force steering your life. It becomes something you can manage, redirect, and eventually overcome. Start paying attention to your daily habits. Not just the big ones, but the small, seemingly insignificant routines. What do you reach for when you're stressed? What kind of people do you attract and allow into your life? What thoughts run through your mind when you're alone? How do you talk to yourself when you fail? That voice inside your head, it shapes your self-image. And your self-image determines how far you'll go. If your inner dialogue is full of criticism, doubt, and fear, you'll never rise above it. But if you start becoming aware of it, you can begin the work of transforming it. Journaling is one powerful tool for building self-awareness. Writing your thoughts down daily, even if they seem messy or chaotic, allows you to see what's really going on inside. You'll start to notice patterns. You'll catch the lies you've been telling yourself. You'll see where your pain lives and where your healing must begin. Meditation and solitude are also powerful. In silence, the truth has space to speak. Without distractions, you can hear the deeper voice within. The one that's been buried under noise, obligations, and fear. Radical self-awareness is not a one-time realization. It's a daily practice. It's a commitment to meet yourself in every moment with honesty and compassion. It's choosing to be conscious instead of reactive. It's catching yourself before you spiral into the old behaviors. It's recognizing when you're numbing yourself and choosing instead to face what hurts. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's where real change begins. You can't build a better life on a shaky foundation. And you can't fix what you refuse to see. So look in the mirror, not with judgment but with courage. Because the truth might hurt, but it will also set you free. And once you're free, nothing can stop your growth. Radical self-awareness is the first key to unlocking your true potential. Don't run from it. Run to it. That's where the real transformation begins. One of the most powerful and life-altering decisions you will ever make is to take full responsibility for your life. Not partial, not conditional, not only when it's convenient, but complete and unwavering responsibility. Until you do that, real change will always be just out of reach. Because as long as you're blaming your past, your parents, your boss, your partner, your circumstances, or even your bad luck, you're handing your power away. You're saying, I'm not in control. Someone else holds the pen to my story. But the moment you stop pointing fingers and start pointing inward, your entire life begins to shift. Taking full responsibility doesn't mean everything that happened to you was your fault. It doesn't mean you deserve the pain or the setbacks, but it does mean that from this point forward, you're no longer allowing those things to dictate your future. You may not have chosen the trauma, the loss, or the betrayal, but you do get to choose how you respond. And that choice, that's where your power lies. It's not about fault, it's about ownership. It's about saying, no matter what happened, I am responsible for who I become. We live in a world that makes it easy to blame. It's comforting to believe someone else is at fault for our lack of progress. If only I had better parents. If only I didn't go through that. If only I got that opportunity. But those thoughts, while they may feel justified, are traps. They keep you stuck in a cycle of helplessness. Blame is a prison, and the key to unlocking it is responsibility. Because when you accept that your results, good or bad, are reflections of your own actions, choices, and mindset, you reclaim your role as the creator of your life. Taking responsibility means no more excuses. It means you stop saying, I didn't have time, and start saying, I didn't make it a priority. It means you stop saying, they made me angry, and start realizing, I chose how to respond. It's a radical shift in thinking. It's uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. Because if you created your current reality, then you also have the power to create a better one. You're not stuck. You're just avoiding the responsibility that will move you forward. And yes, responsibility is heavy. It means holding yourself accountable even when no one's watching. It means owning your mistakes without justification. It means doing the hard things, the boring things, the uncomfortable things, because you know they move you closer to who you want to be. It means dropping the victim mindset and embracing the truth that life doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. When you take full responsibility, you stop waiting for perfect conditions, you stop needing permission, you stop depending on someone to come rescue you. You become your own rescue, you build your own path, and you keep going even when it's hard because you know no one else can do the work for you. People can support you, yes, but no one can heal you, fix you, or elevate you the way you can. This mindset won't just change your goals, it will change your relationships, your work ethic, your discipline, your self-respect. Because when you stop blaming, you start building. You start asking better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow? What do I need to change? And those questions, they open doors to growth, clarity, and breakthrough. So stop giving your power away. Stop waiting for someone to change your life. Look in the mirror and say, it's on me now. My growth, my healing, my future. Because the truth is no one's coming. And that's not something to fear. It's something to celebrate. Because it means you don't have to wait another day, another year, another moment. You can take back control. You can rewrite your story. And it starts when you take full responsibility for all of it. That's when everything changes. That's when you become unstoppable. Wishing for a better life won't make it happen. Hoping things will change won't bring transformation. If you want to grow, if you want to truly fix yourself, you need to stop leaving your progress up to chance. You need to stop saying, someday, and start saying, "Os how?" Because the truth is, change doesn't respond to vague intentions. It responds to clear direction. You can't reach a destination you haven't mapped out. That's why setting clear, actionable goals is one of the most powerful steps you can take in your self-transformation journey. Most people have dreams. They want to be healthier. They want to be more successful. They want to be happier, more confident, more disciplined. But that's not enough. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And wishes don't create results. You need to take those broad desires and shape them into something you can actually work on every single day. Wanting to be better means nothing unless you define what better looks like and how you plan to get there. Start by getting specific. Don't just say, I want to get fit. What does that look like for you? Is it working out 3 times a week? Is it losing 10 pounds over the next 3 months? Is it replacing soda with water and walking 30 minutes a day? The more specific your goal, the easier it becomes to track, measure, and stay committed. When your goals are too vague, your mind doesn't know where to focus. But when you clarify exactly what you want and why you want it, your actions become aligned with your vision. Once you're clear on what you want, break it down. Big goals can feel overwhelming and distant. That's why most people quit. But when you break them into smaller, manageable steps, progress becomes achievable. If your goal is to build a business, start by researching your niche. Then set a goal to develop a product or service. Next, create a plan to market it. Each small win builds momentum, and momentum is what turns short-term effort into long-term change. You also need to create a system. Motivation may get you started, but it won't carry you forever. Systems are what keep you consistent when emotions fade. This means building routines around your goals, scheduling time, creating habits, eliminating distractions, and tracking your progress. It means setting daily or weekly targets that keep you moving forward. Progress isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing the right things consistently. Another important part of goal setting is being realistic. Ambition is great, but if you set goals that are too far out of reach, you set yourself up for discouragement. That doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means being strategic. Set goals that challenge you but don't paralyze you. If your goal is to read more, don't say you'll read 5 books a week. Start with 1 chapter a day. build the habit, then expand. When you consistently hit small targets, you build confidence, and that confidence fuels bigger success. You must also give your goals a deadline. Time adds urgency. It forces you to act instead of putting things off indefinitely. One day becomes this week, eventually becomes by the end of the month. Deadlines turn dreams into priorities. And lastly, write them down. Get your goals out of your head and onto paper. Seeing them in writing makes them real. Review them often. Remind yourself daily of what you're working toward. This keeps your mind focused and your energy aligned with your vision. So stop floating through life hoping things will magically align. Get intentional. Get structured. Set goals that are clear, measurable, and achievable. Because the more precise your aim, the greater your results. Your future doesn't respond to dreams. It responds to action. And action starts with a plan. Self-discipline is not a talent, it's a skill. And one of the most powerful forces you can develop to take control of your life. It is the invisible bridge between who you are and who you want to become. While motivation is fleeting, often showing up in bursts and leaving just as quickly, discipline is what remains when the excitement wears off. It's what kicks in when you're tired, unmotivated, distracted, or discouraged, and that's exactly when it matters most. The world is full of people who start strong and quit early. They say they want success, fitness, purpose, peace, yet few are willing to pay the daily price through discipline. Because discipline isn't sexy. It's not about hype, it's not about feeling good. It's about choosing what's hard over what's easy. It's about saying no to distractions, to temptations, to laziness. Not once, but over and over, every single day. Cultivating self-discipline starts with one simple but powerful truth: your feelings are not facts. Just because you don't feel like doing something doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. Discipline is about rising above feelings and choosing actions that align with your long-term vision. You may not feel like working out, like journaling, like studying, like grinding, but you do it anyway because your future demands it. You're no longer living for the moment. You're living for the version of yourself that's waiting on the other side of consistency. You build discipline through small, repeated commitments. It doesn't require massive change overnight. It's about deciding that today you'll do what needs to be done. Even if it's just for 10 minutes, even if it's uncomfortable, even if nobody sees it. Because the truth is, most of your growth happens when nobody's watching. When it's just you, your thoughts, your resistance, and your refusal to give in. Discipline sharpens your mind, it makes you reliable to yourself. The more you keep your word to yourself, waking up when you said you would, completing the workout, sticking to the budget, finishing the task, the more your self-trust grows. And that's what this journey is really about: becoming someone you can depend on. Someone who shows up, no matter how hard it gets. Someone whose habits are stronger than their moods. Self-discipline also protects your energy. It keeps you from giving your time to things that don't serve your vision. When you're disciplined, you don't waste hours scrolling, gossiping, doubting, or procrastinating. You operate with intention. You guard your focus like it's sacred. Because it is. Every minute wasted is a minute you can't get back. And people with discipline understand that the most valuable resource they have isn't money. It's time. And when setbacks hit, because they will, discipline is what keeps you grounded. It helps you stay the course when things aren't working yet, when results aren't showing, when progress feels slow. That's where most people quit. But not you. Because you're not operating on emotion anymore. You're led by purpose. You know the difference between discomfort and destruction. You're learning to endure the growing pains without abandoning the process. Your life is a reflection of what you consistently do, not occasionally but habitually. And discipline is the engine that drives that consistency. So cultivate it like your life depends on it, because it does. Not for anyone else, not for applause, but for the future version of you who's waiting on the other side of your persistence. Resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's the muscle you forge in the fire of failure, in the silence of disappointment, and in the lonely moments when giving up seems easier than going on. Life will test you. It will knock you down, sometimes harder than you ever imagined. But what defines you is not how many times you fall. It's how many times you rise, and what you learn each time you do. Every setback in your life holds the seed of something greater, if you're willing to look closely. It's not just an obstacle. It's feedback. It's life telling you that there's something you need to adjust, something you need to understand, or something you need to let go of. But many people make the mistake of interpreting failure as the end. They internalize it, wear it like a label, and carry it as proof that they're not good enough. But failure isn't final, it's formative. The truth is, setbacks are the greatest teachers. They teach you patience, humility, persistence, and creativity. They show you what doesn't work so you can focus on what does. They humble your ego but strengthen your character. Every person you admire, every successful story you've ever heard, has resilience at its core. No one becomes great by gliding through life untouched. They rise because they refuse to stay down. Building resilience starts with how you talk to yourself in moments of pain. When things fall apart, your inner voice becomes your greatest ally or your worst enemy. If you tell yourself you're a failure, if you dwell on how unfair life is, you'll collapse under the weight of your own doubt. But if you can say to yourself, "This hurts, but I will heal. This is hard, but I'm still standing. This didn't go as planned, but I'm not finished," then you create a foundation for growth. Resilience also requires you to detach your identity from your outcomes. Just because something didn't work out doesn't mean you're not worthy. Just because a relationship ended, a job slipped away, or a dream got delayed doesn't mean your value has decreased. You are not your mistakes. You are not your losses. You are the one who learns, who adapts, who finds a new way forward no matter how many times you've been stopped before. Setbacks build emotional strength. Every time you keep going when it would have been easier to quit, you deepen your inner power, you build trust in yourself, that you can survive hard things, that you can carry pain and still show up for yourself. That is where confidence comes from, not from things going perfectly, but from knowing that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. You'll rebuild, you'll recover, and you'll rise. And resilience doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means being honest with your emotions, facing the discomfort head on, but refusing to let it consume you. It means crying if you have to, resting when you need to, but never surrendering your vision or your belief that better days are ahead. The world respects the one who keeps showing up, the one who turns scars into wisdom and pain into purpose, the one who doesn't just survive failure but transforms because of it. That's what resilience looks like. Not perfection, but persistence. Not avoiding struggle, but becoming unshakable through it. If you want to build a life that lasts, start by building resilience. Because life will challenge you. People will let you down, plans will collapse. But none of that can destroy you unless you let it. So when life hits you hard, take a breath, feel the blow, then rise. Again and again. Stronger every time. That is how you win. You can't fix your life while ignoring the vessel that carries you through it. Your mind, your emotions, and your body. True transformation is impossible without holistic self-care. Most people focus on external achievements, money, status, recognition, thinking those things will bring them peace. But they're building success on a shaky foundation. If your mind is clouded, your emotions unstable, and your body exhausted, no amount of external success will ever feel fulfilling. That's why prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical health isn't optional. It's foundational. It starts with awareness. Ask yourself, how am I really doing? Not what you show the world, but what you bury in silence. Your mental health is the command center of your life. If your thoughts are negative, chaotic, or self-defeating, you will unconsciously sabotage your own growth. Take time to understand your inner dialogue. Are you speaking to yourself with compassion or with criticism? Are you filling your mind with junk, distractions, and negativity, or with wisdom, clarity, and purpose? Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. You must set boundaries to guard your mental space. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every conflict needs your reaction. Let go of toxic environments that drain your energy. You can't bloom in a space where you're constantly being cut down. Feed your mind with positive inputs, books, podcasts, meaningful conversations, and quiet reflection. Make time to think, to journal, to sit with yourself. That stillness will guide you in ways chaos never can. Now let's talk about emotional health, one of the most neglected parts of self-improvement. Healing emotionally doesn't mean you become cold or emotionless. It means you become emotionally intelligent. You learn to feel without being ruled by every feeling. You learn to express, not suppress. And you develop the ability to pause instead of react. Life will test you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail, and seasons will change without warning. Emotional maturity means you face these storms without falling apart. You stop making your healing someone else's responsibility. You stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you. You take ownership of your wounds and you start doing the work to heal them. Then there's your physical health, your energy source. Your body carries your ambition, your purpose, and your potential. And yet so many people treat it like an afterthought. You don't need a six-pack, but you do need energy. You do need strength. You need vitality. When your body is healthy, your mind is sharper, your emotions are more balanced, and your confidence rises. It's all connected. Move your body every day. Fuel it with nourishing food. Rest it with intention. Sleep is not a luxury, it's recovery. Hydrate, stretch, breathe. These are not soft habits, they're powerful forms of discipline. Self-care is not selfish, it's survival. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't serve others, lead boldly, or live fully when you're running on fumes. When you take care of yourself, you're not being indulgent. You're preparing for greatness. You are aligning your body, mind, and spirit so you can walk into your purpose with full capacity. So if you're serious about fixing your life, start where it matters most. Check in with yourself. Make appointments with your own well-being. Treat your health like the foundation it is. Because everything you're trying to build, your goals, your dreams, your relationships, your legacy, depends on the health of the person building it. That person is you, and you deserve to be strong, clear, balanced, and fully alive. You are not broken, you are becoming. But becoming requires brutal honesty, relentless action, and unwavering commitment. You don't get to wish your way into a new life. You must work, build, and bleed for it. Every step you've taken, developing radical self-awareness, taking full responsibility, setting goals, building discipline, bouncing back from failure, and protecting your mental and physical health, has brought you closer to the person you're meant to be. This journey isn't about fixing something that's wrong with you. It's about shedding everything that's not truly you. It's about rising every time you fall, showing up when it's